welcome to today's episode. Pull up a chair and get cozy because I'm going to rant just a little bit. Jill hates when I do these. Okay, so this episode is called I Don't Need a Realtor, But. Okay, so it seems like this is becoming a new trend where a friend, family member, previous client, friend of a friend, or just a random stranger will call me and say, hey, I'm calling you because I know you're the expert. And I'm like, great, thank you so much. Did you want to hire me? No, I don't need a realtor, but could you tell me the value of my home? I'm just going to sell it myself. Now listen guys, if you're asking my opinion of the value, then you do need a realtor, right? So think of it that way. You're asking me for knowledge based upon my expertise and my experience, right? Okay, the next call, I don't need a realtor, but could you help me figure out what the other homes in the neighborhood have sold for? But I don't need a realtor, I just need you to help me figure out this information. Again, I think real estate is one of those few jobs or careers. I don't think you would ever call an attorney and say, I don't need an attorney, but these are some of the things that people call me for. The next is, I don't need a realtor, but what I'd like to find out is what is the average price per square foot in my neighborhood? What are homes selling for? You kind of do need a realtor if you're asking me that. Next, I don't need a realtor, but how much is my acreage worth per acre? What is acreage selling for? Then you need a realtor. If you need that information, you do need a realtor. Okay, also, I love when people call, I don't really, I love when people call and say, I don't need a realtor, but who could I get to survey my home? I don't need a realtor, but who's a good contractor for helping me fix these things to get the home on the market? I don't need a realtor, but who's a good painter? I don't need a realtor, but who could do some handyman work for me? Guys, here's the thing. It's taken me years to come up with my list of trusted service people. So again, I realize you don't think you need a realtor, but you're asking for my expertise, my experience, and my connections. So you kind of do need a realtor. Next is, hey, I don't need a realtor, but could I use those photos that you took of the home when you sold the home, when you had the home listed 3 years ago? Guess what, guys? No, those are trademarked. I paid for them. It was my time, my energy. So unfortunately, no, you can't because they are trademarked. That's part of our agreement and you can't use those. And it's really unfortunate because sometimes people don't even ask and they do utilize them. And our brokerage, those are trademarked and belong to the brokerage. So the brokerage will be reaching out and asking you to remove those. And again, you do need a realtor if you need those photos. Okay, the next is, I don't need a realtor, but can I use your drone guy? Who is your drone guy? Okay, nope, that's not an option either because our drone guy is actually a gal and we pay her to do those. So rather than us giving you freebies, sounds like you need a realtor. Okay, I don't need a realtor, but can you tell me who I could hire to appraise the home? Or could you tell me who I could hire to be a surveyor? Now, guys, again, these are our connections. These are people that we have utilized. Now, hear me out. If you're splitting your 10 acres up and getting it surveyed to give to your daughter, that's kind of a different thing. But if you're calling me and saying you're going to put the home on the market and you're going to do a for sale by owner and you're asking me for assistance with these, that's kind of where the issue becomes a thing. So next is, can you help me prepare the paperwork? Guys, if I'm doing the paperwork, you really do need a realtor. Also, I don't need a realtor, but could you send me a blank contract? Now, guys, that would be like if you're asking for my tools right? Then that would be like asking a contractor to use his front end loader, but you don't need a contractor. Those are tools that I pay for. Now, here's the new rub with that is that the Oklahoma Real Estate Commission has now actually put all of those things into a portal, and we have to pay yearly fees and annual fees so that those belong only to licensed realtors. So not only are we not ethically supposed to share those, again, the next problem would be that sometimes someone will find one online or try to utilize an old version, and then they'll call and say, hey, I don't need a realtor, but what does this mean? I don't need a realtor, but how do I fill this out? Sounds like you do need a realtor because you're calling a realtor and asking the question. So how can you say you don't need a realtor? Okay, so those are things that you want to keep in mind the next time you think, I don't need a realtor. Whether you're buying or selling, the moment you need to pick up the phone and ask for someone's expertise or their connections or their service people, maybe you do need a realtor. At least give us a call, have a conversation, and let's see what that really truly looks like for you. Good luck, everyone.